Hey everybody, Felix Staffelbaker here. One of the most important things that you could be doing is just taking a little bit of time. Everybody's got a busy life, everybody's got a schedule. Some people are working jobs, some people are working more than one. Sometimes life's really hectic, sometimes it's whatever's going on. But something that's really important is that people need to take a little bit of time, whether or not regularly or definitely periodically, and just check up on opportunities. Look for things that will greatly benefit you in your life that may be just an opportunity you didn't notice before. And a lot of times if you're not looking, you won't find things. So something that's important is to deliberately, consciously make a choice to take some time and try and look for opportunity. That could present itself in unlimited amounts of ways, and it might even depend on your situation. An opportunity to me might not be an opportunity to you, and the other way around. So looking and spending time, it solves a lot of problems. You'll find out what you don't like, what you're not interested in, what won't help you, what you're trying to achieve, and then you start narrowing things down rapidly when you start marking things off that don't align and aren't congruent with what you're trying to do. And there may only be a handful of times in your whole life that the opportunity to be able to drastically change your life for the better. There's only a handful of them potentially in your whole life, and if you're not even looking and you haven't even started to pay attention to know that you need to look, you'll miss every single one of them. And that's why a lot of people have to sit there and face their family, but everyone else is in the same boat with them, so they don't get called out. But you sit there and see somebody struggling who's trying to raise a family, or a single parent, a couple of kids, and a struggle. But then if you ask them, they're not actively looking to make their situation better. They're not looking for opportunity. They're not taking time out to make sure that they're in a position when that moment comes, when that time comes, when it passes by them. And the people missing out on that are going to drastically regret it, because I feel like we're coming up on potentially one of the few times in my lifetime that is possible. Now, who knows what it will look like, but something like El Salvador accepting Bitcoin and adopting legal tender of hard money really makes a case that there's opportunity here, that there's a time right now and a closing window that if you were to try and get in, you could really benefit in a lot of ways, make a name, and be wildly successful. Because right now, even in El Salvador, they're basically accepting every business that applies, that falls within the jurisdictions, and they're trying to get as many people here and supporting as possible to get it going. But eventually they're going to start narrowing those criterias down, as the qualifications will start to get rigorous, and as regulations fall into place in other nations and more influential areas, like when you have the New York area, when they have influence, a lot of times that whole rest of the world, up until all these kinds of things are finalized, there is a very unique opportunity, and very few people are taking advantage of it. When those kinds of things come into your life and you just ignore them, I mean, you can't look at somebody else and wonder why you didn't make it, or why you weren't the one who was successful when you should have been doing what they were doing, or whatever the case may be. So I just want to put that out there, that, man, there's a few opportunities, and if people are looking for them, man, it's ripe for the picking. El Salvador is ready to go. So I just want to put that out there. Staffelbaker.